guys, so today we are going to chat business. So whether you're a hairstylist, a massage therapist, a lash artist, a makeup artist, a nail tech, or maybe you're in a completely different industry, the information that I'm going to give you guys today, it goes across the board for really any industry. So I can say, and you could probably agree, that all of those people that I just mentioned collectively, we have similar goals, right? We work and we do the things that we do so that we can make more money and have more fulfillment in our career, right? So when we talk about money, we have to really first understand on why people spend their money or how they spend their money, how they choose to spend it. So today we're going to talk about 4 categories, and I want you to pay attention and listen to the description of each of these categories and see which one you currently fall into. Now, as we're going through this, just keep in mind that no category is a bad category. I personally have been in every single category at different points in my career. So don't judge yourself, but it just kind of figuring out where you might need to brush up on your skills, where you might need to become a little better or learn something that you don't currently know so that you can get to that place where you're financially making the money that you need to make and you're having more fulfillment and more opportunities in your career. Okay, so if we're going to talk about money, we have to talk about why people spend money. And when you're in our industry and many other industries, probably all industries really, people purchase for 2 reasons. They're either purchasing because of a desire or they're purchasing because of a need. So going to the grocery store, buying food, that would be a need. So today we're going to really talk about desire. And those are all the things that we spend our money on for whatever reason. And those are the reasons we're going to talk about today. So when we talk about when people are purchasing, for specifically our industry, it's something that they desire, right? So they're purchasing 2 things. They're purchasing an experience and they're purchasing a service. And based off of both of those things, in their mind, they come up with sort of a value for that, like how much they're willing to pay for that particular experience and service. So again, we're going to cover 4 of them. And as I'm talking, I want you guys to listen to what category you currently fall into so that you know what steps to take moving forward. Okay, so the first category is mediocre experience, mediocre service or product. This is not a place where you want to be, okay? And like I said, no judgment if that's where you're at. Personally, for me, when I first came out of beauty school and was working in a salon, I was giving very mediocre service and a very mediocre experience because I didn't know how to do things. I had lots of room to grow. So when you're in this place, when you're offering a mediocre service and a mediocre experience, at this point you're getting no referrals, you have a very spotty schedule, you have minimal income, and you have little to no demand for your service. So there's really no reason for people to refer people to you. There's really no reason for people to pay top dollar for your services. And they're really skeptical to go out and, rave about you because there wasn't really anything for them to rave about. So when you're in this place of mediocre experience, mediocre service or product, you're going to struggle. It's kind of like that struggle place, and you have to recognize why you're struggling. Either you need to really work on your experience, you really need to work on your service, and if you're falling into this category, you really need to work on both. So if you're ever going to get to that place where you can increase your pricing, maybe you're getting more referrals, you're getting more, your schedule's looking a little bit more full, you have to be willing to put in the work around the experience that you offer and the service that you offer as well. Now, the second and third categories kind of go hand in hand, but I'm going to give a couple of examples so that maybe you guys can relate a little bit. The second category is mediocre experience, exceptional service or product. So when you're in this category, you might be an amazing hairstylist. Maybe you are just like the best of the best. You give an amazing haircut, an amazing color, but your experience that you give is lackluster. It's nothing to write home about, right? Your clients continue to come to you because they're getting an exceptional service, even though they might not enjoy the experience that they're getting. So an example of this that I wrote down for me personally is my nails. So the nail salon that I go to, just to be 100% honest, it's not an amazing experience. Like, in fact, I don't love going there. However, I love my nails. And I've gone to other nail salons and they just don't do them as good. And I love where I go because every single time it's consistent. I get an amazing service. I leave loving my nails. And I'm willing to sacrifice the amazing experience that would be above and beyond experience because I love the product or service that I'm receiving. Does that make sense? So that would be an example. Maybe you can think of something too that you've gone and you've gotten a mediocre experience, but the service is amazing. So you can think about a restaurant that maybe is like not the nicest place, but the food is amazing. You know, a lot of people might describe something as a hole in the wall, but you need to go see this place because it's amazing. The food is so good. You would never know it's a restaurant, but whatever. So you get my drift there. So that's the second category. The third category, which basically is in the same category as the one we just discussed, is exceptional experience, mediocre service or product. So this is when you are going above and beyond, creating this exceptional experience, making people feel really, really good, or offering something totally unique that nobody else offers, but the service or product is sort of mediocre. Now, people keep coming back because they love the experience. They love the way they feel when they come to this person or come to this place. It's an exceptional experience. It's something that's memorable. It's something that they do tell their friends about. And maybe they're not completely happy, but they just truly love the experience. So this would be, you know, I've been in this scenario before when I was still learning and growing as a hairstylist. Like, that is a way that you can make up for maybe your lack of skill, is just to go above and beyond for the experience. The example that I have for this is there's a very popular restaurant. I'm not going to name it because whatever. There's a very popular restaurant in downtown Pittsburgh, and people talk about it. There's a line to get into this place on the weekends. Like, you know, you hear about it all the time, and I mean, there's waiting lists to get to this place. When I went there, I was like, the food was very mediocre. And I was kind of like, why do people love this place so much? But the place, the environment is so nostalgic. It's really cool. And so truly, it's just a fun place to eat. It's more about the experience and not so much about the quality of the food. So that would be an example of exceptional experience, mediocre service. Now, in those two categories, as a hairstylist or any profession that you're in within the beauty industry or outside of it, what you might experience if you fall into one of these two categories is that your clients are hesitant to refer because they're not quite sure if it's going to be consistent every time. And again, they're only enjoying part of their service. So, like my nails, for example, I love my nails. Do I refer people? Yes. But is it something that I'm going to go like rant and rave about on Facebook or on Instagram, or just like, oh my God, tell everybody about it? Not really, just because it's not the most amazing experience in the world, but I certainly do love the service that I receive. So people are hesitant to refer at this time. They don't fully trust you maybe yet. You're busy. Maybe you're busy behind the chair, but you could be busier. There's still spots in your book. There's still times when you're not quite busy. There's weeks where you're slammed, and then other weeks where you're not quite as busy. You're capped out with your income. So you've noticed that your income has sort of just stayed, and you're working hard, but you're just not making more money. You know, it seems like you've been staying stagnant for a year or 2 or 3 or longer. So you're capped out on your income. This is a big one. Clients will disappear and you don't know why. So you're like, oh, I haven't seen Joanne in a while. And you're like, wonder what happened to her. Like, what? I haven't seen her in forever. So clients will start to disappear and you just have no idea why. So this happens because when you're only doing half, people are they're out shopping still. They're open to experiencing a different stylist or a different salon or a different lash artist or whatever. When you're only giving half of the experience, they're still open to other places, other stylists, like I mentioned. So you might notice that all of a sudden you every now and then you have clients that just disappear and you don't know what happens to them. And you know, you might be in this place where you see other stylists who are charging more, they work a much better schedule than you work, and they have all these really cool opportunities coming to them, and you're kind of like, how did they get there? You know? So I think probably a majority of stylists fall into this category. They fall into this place where they're doing well, but they could be doing a lot better. And it's typically because they're lacking in one area or the other, either in the experience or in the service that they provide. Now, the final category is the best category. It's where we all should strive to be, and that is exceptional experience and exceptional service or product. So when you are in this place, you're getting referrals all the time, you know, on a daily and weekly basis. If you're not getting referrals on a weekly basis, then you're not in this category. Stylists who are here get referrals weekly, daily even. You have clients for life. So if you're somebody and you've had clients for 5 years or 10 years and they have not left you, it's a pretty good sign that you're giving an exceptional experience and an exceptional service. You're getting referrals all the time. There's a demand for your services. So when you're in this place, you might start to realize like, holy crap, I'm so busy. Like I can't even fit in all of the people that are calling and asking for me. I have a waiting list of people who are trying to get in. You know, isn't that a dream? But that is the real deal for some stylists. Like they're so busy that they just don't have enough time. Now, in this scenario, it's supply and demand. There's such a demand for your services, and this is how you can raise your prices. When you get to that place where there's a high demand for your services and for your time, that's when it's time to raise your prices. And I'll give you an example of this just really quick because it just happened. So I get my eyebrows threaded and I go to the same lady all the time. Absolutely love her. She falls into the category of mediocre experience, exceptional service. She's flawless, but the experience is mediocre. It's not like it's in this elaborate place. It's a little tiny, tiny shop, but I love her and I love going there. And this is what happened. Over the past month, I stopped in there 4 different times and drove out of my way to go there, stop in. She's slammed. She's so busy. So I decided to go somewhere else because I was like, I can't wait anymore. These brows are looking atrocious. So I went to a different place. Bad, really bad. The experience was really nice, beautiful place, nice atmosphere, wonderful service. She just wasn't as good. And so here's the thing, as a consumer, me personally, I would pay double what I'm currently paying to get my eyebrows threaded by the chick that I love that does my eyebrows if she would just be open and have time for me. But right now, I can tell you right now, I have no idea, but I can already tell you she's not charging enough, and she needs help. She needs to hire somebody to be in there with her because she's built this clientele and now she can't accommodate them. Her prices are too low, because why wouldn't you come to this place where the prices are low and, you know, she's offering an exceptional service? Of course she's going to be busy. It's time for her to raise her prices. That's here nor there. That's a whole different day. But I just wanted to give you that example, that there's a demand for her services. And so when you get to that place, you know, when you're in this category, there is a demand for your services, and it's time to raise your prices, which is going to equal more income for you. You know, if you are in exceptional service, exceptional experience category, people are going to review you. So you'll be getting reviews on Google, on Facebook. People are going to be talking about you. People are going to be raving about you. They're going to be sharing their experience to others because you are that good, because there was something to talk about. You want to make people talk. So you want to create something that's unique and different, and it makes people feel good, and you want to be giving a stellar, meticulous, amazing service. You have a consistent and healthy stream of income. So you go from having these paychecks that are like, whoa, all over the place, to having a very consistent income and steady stream of income. So you have more predictability of how much you're going to make, how much you're going to continue to make, how much you're going to raise your prices, all of those things. And when you are in this place, you have more opportunities that are going to come to you. People see what you're doing. People notice your expertise. They notice how good you are, how awesome you are, how much they love being around you, and opportunities will flow your way. So if you're somebody who's looking at another stylist being like, how do they do that? How do they do that? How do they do that? Really evaluate how is your experience and how are your services? Do you need to brush up on your skills, or do you need to brush up on maybe your interpersonal skills so that you can offer a much better experience? So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope that, you know, you can take something from this that you can start to work on and implement behind the chair and in your salon or in your business. I really enjoyed doing this, and just let me know. Comment below, you know, send me a message. Let me know if this is something that was helpful for you. And hopefully we'll do more stuff like this in the future. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.